everybody. This is Rita Casey with the Core Training. How are you? Welcome to Increasing Your Average Sales Price. First of all, I just want to welcome all of you. This is a monthly call that I host just to teach various topics in a very short and concise manner. So our webinar is around 30 minutes, and today's topic is really giving yourself a raise, how to increase your average sales price. I want to thank all of you that have taken time out of your business today to invest in your business. I know it's the summer and it's crazy and there's a lot of activities going, but it's important that you always feed yourself some great new information that you can implement, and I can't think of a better way than to really how to raise your average sales price, how to generate some higher commission dollars, because all of you work extremely hard in the real estate business, and we want to make sure that we're generating income in order to support our business and our families, the people that we employ. So it's a very important topic, and I'm glad you decided to invest in involving yourself in the webinar. Now, you can get even more involved by typing into the chat box if you have questions along the way. So if I'm teaching a particular segment of this talk and you have a question, throw it up there. I will look at those and I will address them throughout the half hour. Thank you to many of our core lenders and core realtors for extending the invitation to invite you all into the webinar. This one is an open webinar for anybody in the industry. My goal is that as a 27-year veteran, I am blessed to be in a position now that I can step into the coaching business, which I love full time. I want to pass on what I've learned through my career, and especially what I have learned in my transition as a realtor to a real estate business person, that my mentor, Rick Ruby, who started the Core Training, has taught me what a difference it made. By doing that, I was able to build a real estate business that I sold 8 years ago. I then opened up a luxury boutique real estate office here in the Windermere area. We're just a suburb right on the outskirts of Disney in Orlando in Windermere, Florida. And through my career, I started out, when I first got into real estate, my average house was $125,000. Now my average right now is $1.4 million. I have moved into more of a referral position. I have a few properties that I'm finishing selling out, but my team has already, myself, I've already sold $14.6 million. I want to teach also realtors, that'll be another call, and really how to build this business so you have a pathway to retirement. Because how nice to have financial goals met and to be able then to have built a solid business that continues to refer great clients to me that I can send to my real estate partner. We currently still have active $65 million in property. So that is what I want to bring to the table to you today, is how to build that profitable business, and this is one segment of it. So I will take different segments of how to be that business person throughout our talks over the remainder of the year. So thank you again for joining in, and we're going to get started today. So right off the bat, why not give yourself a raise? Why not? Okay? So there's so many benefits to actually having a higher sales price. For some of you, this could be just an addition of your pillar of income. So you may have a nice portfolio where you deal with properties anywhere from the $200,000 or $300,000 range all the way up to the $1 million, $2 million range. So when you have a nice spread of inventory, then what happens is when during changing markets, you're never really affected. You have properties that will help sell and pay the bills. You have yourself in a position to really sell a big property and make a large commission that will help give you financial security in the business, and then also be able to bring money home and build your own personal wealth. At the core, that is really what we're here for. It is to help you become a real estate business person that builds personal wealth so that you can do what you love without living under stress every day. You can build financial security for your family, and so that you have money to give back. Our planet needs help. Charities need help. We want you to become charitable with your time and your money, so that we want you to be the best that you can be every day that you step out there and sell real estate. So the benefits, again, why a higher sales price? Well, you can close fewer deals and make more money. Boy, that is my mantra right now. as I have spent the last year segueing less time out, into the real estate active listing and selling is, hey, I like to sell less and make more. And for a couple of reasons. One, it helps me keep a smaller team together. When people are having to do 200 or 300 units or 100 units just to hit their financial numbers, it takes a lot of people to close that many transactions. Let's face it, over the last few years, the mortgage side of the business, things are very complicated. Real estate transactions are complicated. Right now, you hear more about fall-throughs and deals not staying together after they're under contract. What a long wasted time of money when we can't get those deals finished. So we can keep the deals down. We can have a smaller team to service the people, but even more importantly, we can have deeper relationships with the clients because we have more time to spend with them when we're doing less transactions. So those are really the strong reasons you want to pay attention and make sure that you give yourself a raise. Now, how do we do that? How do we increase your price point? Well, there's 3 ways. First of all, you got to ask for referrals. When my 4th year in the business, I got into doing this. I went to started out, Joe Stump was teaching it. It later became a by referral only program. And the beauty of that program, and later Brian Buffini came in, and now he has his own company. The beauty of all that teaching is that you learn to earn the right to ask for referrals. You take the clients that you have and turn them into advocates for you. Number 2, though, that alone isn't going to give you enough business to build that financial security. So number 2, target geographic farms, higher in neighborhoods. That is a perfect way to get yourself into a higher price point. And number 3, one that I don't know other training companies that teach us, but network business people. Man, that is a group that you want to know the people that they know. You want to be connected to the people they're connected to because they can refer you to higher price points. So that is how we're going to increase it. And now let's talk about, well, how do we get going from there and start programming our clients for the referrals? So again, many of you may have been to Brian's or Joe's or all the seminars now will talk about building referrals. Why do they do that? Well, first of all, we love warm business. We love to work with people like our clients that we've enjoyed. We'd sure as heck much rather do that than to cold call. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is when you take care of your clients, give them wow service, they're going to refer. The bad news is you're still going to prospect. If you are in real estate, it ain't changing. You're going to prospect. That's how you build your brand, by meeting and getting to know new people. That's how you build more relationships. So that's not going to change, but you can make the business more fun by working through people that you know. So one way we're going to start programming our clients for referrals is when we get appointments. When you're called in to do a listing presentation for a seller, or also, and I didn't put it on here, but when you're going into a buyer consultation. So either consultation for listings or buyers, you want to make sure that the packages you send ahead of you have referral references in them. What does that mean? Well, I like to include a client list. So I will look at my geographic farm. For me personally, I have 1,100 rooftops that I farm along the lakefront that I live on. Okay, and those homes are on average probably around 1.3 million. Okay, so when I go out, I have a list of all the people I've sold on the lake. That builds credibility, that builds trust, and it tells them I sell other lakefront homes like yours. Okay, so materials that you send ahead of time. And please be sure you do a pre-listing or a pre-buyer consultation package because then they know that you're organized and you give them that professional feel before they even meet you. The second thing is in your presentation, whether it's a listing presentation or a buyer presentation, you want to make sure that you have a slide that talks about referrals, okay? Because you want to let Mr. Smith know that you're talking to, that Mr. Smith, I want to make sure that you are so happy not only that we sell your house, but the process that we take you through from the time you go on the market till it closes, that you are so impressed with the service that you're going to want to refer me to your friends, your family, and the other people that work with you in your business. And that is truly where we found that when we all were doing this referral business together, we noticed our average sales prices going up, because when people refer, they refer up. That looks like Bob Smith that works in accounting. He's so impressed with the service he got in selling his house, he refers you to his supervisor because it makes him look good that he can refer him to a business that will wow him. So making sure in the presentation you let Mr. Smith know that you want to earn the right to ask him for referrals, that if he's happy at the end of the day that you not only sold the house but he enjoyed the process, that he will agree to refer you to his friends and family. So we now have a piece in the pre-listing. We also have a slide in the listing or buyer presentation talking about referrals because they're so critical. Now the third thing that is really powerful is making sure you triangle for trust. That's what we call it at the core. So if, for example, Kelly has referred me to Tennille, I go to the appointment with Tennille and I say, Tennille, how do you know Kelly? She says, well, you know, Kelly and I have worked together before, and, you know, we've been friends for a while and also worked in the same business. And I'll say, great. So how do you trust Kelly? Yes, I absolutely trust Kelly. And that's why you're in my room, you know, at my house today to talk to me. So what I explained to in the situation at that point is, you know what, Tennille, Kelly has referred you to me. I now have two relationships on the line. I have your relationship on the line with me because you're a dear client, and I also have Tennille, who I'm going to serve, on the line. And I'm not going to disappoint anybody. I am going to do a great job because I have two relationships that mean a lot to me and that I count on for referring me later to their family and friends. Now, when somebody feels like that you are not just in this for the commission or the money, well, they've got to know that you love what you do and you truly care about the relationships, then that is going to bring a trust right away. Because now they're thinking, wow, she's got two relationships on the line plus a commission on the line. They're going to take great care of me. So it's a very powerful tool when you can use the triangle of trust and let that new customer on the other side know you have two clients that you now care about. So those are big pieces when we talk about increasing your average sales price because, again, remember, we are taking steps and building towards raising that average sales price. Now, I'm going to give you guys some examples of what you should be doing. I would tell you from a geographic farming standpoint, you need to have at least 1,000 rooftops. So at the core, we talk about your database should be between 300 and 400 lively, living, active relationships. You can't have relationships with 10 or 20,000 people. That's not what we call our farm. So the database are the people who our friends, family, know us, trust us, done a deal with us. Boom, that's the 300 to 400. Now we have to have another large pool in order to build new relationships. That's going to be our geographic farm. So that 1,000 rooftops, I would say, for example, if you are currently doing sales in the 250 range, then just double your target. Go to a geographic farm that's 500 to 700,000. If you're doing 400, go 800 to $1 million. If you're doing 500, go $1 million to 1.5. We're just adding zeros, people. You're still helping people sell their homes, okay, and helping buy homes. It's just the price point got bigger. And that was a little interesting to get used to because my first big sale actually came from doing an open house. I think I'd been in the business, again, about 3 years. I was setting an open house. There's a top agent in our company, Charlotte Cheney. She just did all the business. She was smart. And I just went to her and said, I want to mentor with you. I will do anything. I don't want any money. I just want to, you know, I'll do your open houses, whatever you need. So I did an open house in this neighborhood and picked up my best client. Still to this date, I've known Ed for over 22 years, and helped him buy his house, and it was $600,000. That was huge for me. I got so nervous doing the closing sheet because I wasn't sure. The numbers all looked so big, and then I finally realized it's another transaction. It's okay. I can do this. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. If you're going to make these changes, if you're going to grow your business, get out there and get uncomfortable, all right? And that's the other thing. You can do open houses for people. Just get out there where you can meet influential people or higher priced properties, all right? So far we've talked about why we should raise our average sales price, how we're going to do it, how to program the clients, and who we're going to target, okay? Now I'm going to talk to you about that one category that I tell you is just a lot of people do not work. And the reason we do at the core is because we are business oriented. We're a coaching company that coaches realtors and lenders, and we can do both industries because we all sell. We all are salespeople, and we're all looking to build a profitable business. So that mindset changes. And so, hey, why not network with other business people? Because, again, they know a lot of people. They're a connector for us. One group is builders. I'll tell you one story that had a huge impact on my career, but I was previewing some new home properties for a builder about 20 years ago. I mean, I was making sure I knew the inventory, getting out and meeting people, and I met a lady named Linda Pellegrini, awesome lady. She was a school teacher. She got into building, very passionate about it. And I didn't sell any in the first community that she had, but she later referred me. She was going to build a house for a professional golfer, and she built a house, and then she referred him to me to sell his house. So now I was really getting out of my comfort zone because that's like in the $1 million range. I think it was $990. And so I said, wow, she trusted me. She knew me. And when I took on that project and sold it, that led me, I realized the strength of the referral and the trust amongst people in like groups. For example, that was Mark O'Meara, the professional golfer who's on the senior tour now. He then referred me on to other professional golfers there, and then they referred me to sports agents, and their sports agents referred me into the LPGA. Excuse me. And there I've helped probably over 30 people in the PGA and LPGA. And the nice part about continuing after the sell to build relationships is, as I sit here today, I have just talked to two. I'm getting ready to put one of my clients in LPGA, her home on the market for 1.6, and then I have another professional athlete who's in the NBA who's called me to come back and list his house. So relationships last a long time. Your longevity in this business will only be determined by the amount of different types of pillars you build in your business and the relationships that you maintain. So builders are fantastic. Kendra Cook in Nashville has worked builders, and now she actually has 10 new home communities, and she is a general real estate agent. The other things are groups of attorneys, networking with them. We have an attorney that we contacted actually because he did a lot of short sale work for us, and we're just getting ready to put his house on the market right now. He's referred us 2 or 3 lakefront properties that tie into that 1,100 rooftop that we work. So we keep networking the same area, the people that live in it, and keep making that happen. Also, as we tell you, we want you to be more charitable too. And all of you probably have something you're passionate about, involved in. What a great place to also meet people that have high-end homes, or people that get involved in charities and they're on boards and on committees. We did that. I've done that with a foundation I'm very passionate about, an Eden Spa that was built for women with cancer, and now we're the point person for them for a lot of their physicians. So I think many times it's just because you don't have the awareness to ask. And we like to open these doors. And also remember that we teach specific classes. I may just teach a class on networking business people later in the year. I'm giving you the overview, though, right now of how to raise your average sales price, and we go more in depth in our level 1 and level 3 coachings on these subjects. So now we know we can go network business people to raise our average sales price. Okay, then we got to figure out, well, I'm raising my average sales price, but how am I going to communicate to these people, okay? Communicating is going to be very important. What do I do, Rita? Here's the outline for this. First of all, you're going to communicate to your clients first, because your clients are going to refer, and remember, they're going to refer up. So you want to take great care of them. We talk about at the core, you write a letter to your clients. It's a personal letter, and at the end, in the PS, is where we give gratitude and ask for referrals. So that is a letter to people that know us, so we're building deeper relationships and asking for their help, and your clients will respond. Your clients know you, they love you, they will help you. Second of all, your geographic farm. What are you going to say to them? Well, some people say, well, Rita, I can start farming these rooftops, but what if I don't have a listing or a sale in there? Well, we started in the same place. We started listing all these lakefront properties, but before we got any listings, we would put out like a postcard that you could have that says like real estate by the numbers or know the lakefront market, and then you can publish your MLS information on stats. What is the average sales price? What is the average lake frontage for a home? What is the average acreage? What is it selling for? Information people want. Listen, these people that have higher-end homes out there, they are also business people. They want some numbers. So when you do have a listing or a sale and you do those postcards, don't withhold the critical information. Don't withhold how much it's sold for. They can find it on public records. They can find it on Zillow. For gosh sakes, they all go there. And they go to Zillow because it gives them stats. Do not withhold the stats. I've heard some people say, well, don't put the sold price in, they'll call you. No, give them what they want. Give them information. When you are the person giving the information, then you become the expert, and that's what you want to do. So listed and sold cards when you have those properties. Also, when you do get your listing in that neighborhood or that geographic farm, have an open house. Invite the neighbors around you, or invite 50 neighbors around you. That gives you a chance to meet those people. So do whatever you need to do to connect to other people in the neighborhood. And right now, people are out and about looking at houses, traveling around, so there's activity out there you can pull in. Okay, so that is going to be the geographic farm. And then the next part is business people. All right, so we're going to communicate to business people. We're going to send them the same thing we're sending to the geographic farm. Send them the statistics and information about what's selling. They want to know this. They want information, so we can use the same postcard for actually all three of these groups. The only thing that's different is the clients also get a letter from you. Okay? So this is how we communicate. This is how we build relationships. All right. Now, let's talk a minute about this postcard. So on the evidence of success, we're going into a higher-end group. And I will tell you, there's some nuances that will help you when dealing with higher-end properties or influential people. So that postcard, you want it to be effective. Give it a nice, clean look. Don't put a lot of star blasts and banners and don't mix up a lot of the fonts, and don't cram in too much information. Keep it simple and clean. Keep it to 2 fonts. Make sure your photography is high resolution. It has to be sharp and really professional looking. So you can do, if you look at an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, I would suggest 2 up. That means 2 would fit on an 8.5 by 11. You can send a big one. Sometimes people send a whole 8.5 by 11. I think that might be a little oversized, but send a nice size card that is representative of the properties there, and make sure again that you have a call to action on the card. Call me today for your private consultation. Contact me if you would like more information about lakefront sales. Also, you can have just 1 or 2 properties. Don't do too many because, again, you want to give it that nice appearance and look about it. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing, we're going to talk about something that's been very impactful for our core students, and that is called really working our best relationships. So from the database, remember we talked about that, the database would have 300 to 400 people in the database. Then what we do is we extract from those lists our top 50 favorite clients. So out of the 300 to 400 that could be past clients, we have a top 50. We also have a list of top 50 favorite people. And that could be the business people. I have, you know, like 5 or 6 human resource people that I'm in contact with that send us business, but I haven't sold their house or sold them the house. I have business people that I've met, a lady that mentored me during breast cancer that sends me referrals, but she's never moved. So that's the category for folks who have not done a transaction with you, but trust you and send people your way. So now you have 250 lists, and that gives you a total of 100. That 100 we're going to give special care to. We're going to take care of them by calling them and getting them a little birthday gift or acknowledgement on their birthday, their anniversary, knowing something about them in terms of their habits or their hobbies or what do they like to do. So having deeper relationships will create more referrals. And again, as we keep saying, when people refer, they refer up. So that's another way besides marketing your geographic farm and your client list is really working these top clients because they bring so much to the table. And again, they trust you implicitly. Okay, let's talk about communication a little deeper. First of all, one thing that when you run a real estate business versus a sales business, then you have more consistent communication because it is a process, okay? It's not random. It's structured. It's time blocked. It's in there, and you're going to do it. We have a form at the core called the Greatness Tracker, and that Greatness Tracker holds us accountable every day to prospect and deepen relationships. And the first level of a relationship is actually going to be a phone call, you know, calling a new person, somebody you don't know, calling clients, checking in with them. So really call is like the first level of the relationship. And we ask that you talk to 10 people a day for that. Next, you have face-to-face. So as you are building these relationships and as you start going for higher priced properties, you want to make sure the people that are connecting you, you have face-to-face contact with. You know, take them to lunch, take them to coffee. One of my top favorite clients is a lobbyist. He knows a lot of people, so when he refers me, those price points go up. I buy him coffee. Also, you have break bread. When you start sharing food and beverage with people, then you're really deepening the relationship. That's much more than just a casual relationship because it's like one of the tactics that I was taught when I went to my first seminar when I first got into business called Sweat Hogs is they would tell you when you go to somebody's house and if this is somebody you don't know, you're going to your first luxury appointment, it feels a little tense because they know you're a salesperson, they have this home. If you ever want to break some tension or you want to break the stress within yourself so that you know you're going to show up as the person you are, then when they come and say, well, what do you want to do? Say, well, could we sit down for a minute and talk? And when you sit down, say, oh, may I have a glass of water? Well, all of a sudden you break the setting, and no longer do they feel like they're in a setting that you're going to sell them, but they say, oh, my gosh, I'm sorry, let me get you a glass of water. Now they turn into not just a seller, but into a host. So you change the dynamics of the relationship. So that's part of the little nuances that come with growing your referral business and growing your price point is being comfortable when you show up on those appointments. But it's important that you do all of these things. You have some clients you have calls with. Like I said, when you get a listing in one of these high-end neighborhoods, you want face-to-faces with people. You want some instant instant contact, but meaningful face-to-face contact to invite people over to open houses. Have a wine and cheese party and let them come pick their neighbors, see the house. Then you have them face-to-face. You will meet them all, and then you can add them to your communication list, your postcards, and now you're starting to build trust within the new community that you are farming. Okay? All right, so we've talked about where to find these people, how to network, how to communicate to them. But now I got to make sure you do this in your schedule, because this has to become part of who you are. You know, going for a higher price point has to be very targeted. So at the core, we have theme days so that every day you have a certain category that you should be targeting and making sure that you take care of them, all right? So one of them is going to be on Mondays. I want you to call your 12 favorite people. Now remember, we talked about you have a 50 list of your favorite people. So if we break that down into a month, then that means that you are going to talk to about 12 every Monday. And that's the list you call on Monday. So on Monday, Kelly hands me that list. That's who I call on Monday. All right? Tuesday, status day, and we will go on down another call. But Wednesday, we're calling our favorite past clients. That's our top 50. Again, we're going to divide that up so we're not overwhelmed. We're calling 12 on Wednesday. And that's what you want to do. So your favorite people and your past clients are all the ones you want to stay in true, tight relationships with. Then on Fridays, you're going to reach out to the people that have the greatest potential to help you grow your business, builders and business people. And that's where you need to get out, see people, visit new home communities, meet builders, go to networking events, attend one event every 2 weeks, and you will meet a lot of new people. Our students at the core, we require them to meet 10 new people every 2 weeks, because you can't just keep communicating to the same group all the time. That's why I'm telling you, adopt a new luxury community. You've got to branch out and do more if you're going to grow your brand and the awareness and the opportunity for listing. So going by these theme days, if you are on this call with any of our core lenders or realtors, they can share with you like the perfect week and some of those forms like that we use that will help you in that regard. But it's important that this is a strategic thing that you are focused on and that you do, all right? So next we have, I want to give you some results so you can see what people have done. We have Alan Huggins, who has just stepped up as a student who has excelled in the coaching program, and he's now going to be a new coach. Now, before the core, his average sales price was $212,000. Year to date, right now, he is at $389,000. Okay, so he's gone from a single-digit gross commission to a double-digit. So unbelievable. Mary Beth Thomas, also from Tennessee, started with the core. Her average sales price was $325,000. Her average sales price right now is $700. And Mary Beth has a small team. You know, the thing is, there's going to be a place where you grow a team because it takes so many people to do transactions, but it's not profitable. One of the people that attended our event just this past month was at a big seminar, and there was an agent there that closed 1,400 units a year. All right, and the young man that came to our event stood up and said, you know, I just went to an event where they really didn't talk about units or gross commissions. They talked about net commissions. Gross commission is what is generated from the sale, but after you take off splits, referral fees, concessions, then we get to true net money. And that's before we take off expenses, but that's really the money you net. And they're asking them, what is your net? And then he said, after you pay expenses, what's the net profit in your business? Core students average 40 to 50% net profit. This person who sold 1,400 units netted 20%. Okay, why would you do that? Why do you want to put yourself through 1,400 transactions to net 20% when I could cut those down to maybe 3 or 4, even for him, even 300 units would be nothing for them, and make over 50%. You're going to make more money. So it's so different to think like a business person than a salesperson, but that's how you gain a life. People go, Reeta, how do I transition from a salesperson to a business person? Well, It takes a mindset shift. It takes systems and structure to do it. We have all of those, but when you do that, that's how we create time for you to have a life, have a family, have sanity, and have longevity. Now, that's what I've had. Now I'm going to set the pathway to retirement so that you can retire and refer 10 million a year in business. Get referral fees up. Why not? Then you can do whatever you want. So we have long-term goals here for people, and not just to get ground down and beat down into selling, but not even knowing what you're making when you're out there selling all the time or having no money at the end of the month. Nothing worse when you're in the industry that you love. So my piece of advice for all of you today is be a student. Learn, change, do something. Don't do it the same way. You want to make this work for you. So there's things you can do. You got on the call today. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to do this every month. Next month, we're going to be having the webinar on Wednesday, July 23rd. So I want you to join me then. And then we will continue to post these on the first page of our website so that you can sign up along with the themes and what we're going to teach. And then many of you might want to have something more than just my webinar. We have just a level 1 coaching. That is just, you get the CDs. You're going to get 2 CDs that would be on topics like this. They run for about an hour. You get 2 of those a month. And you get on other calls besides this call. This is the only call open for non-members. If you join level 1, you also get the ability to get on a realtor-only call, open line call, a lot of other online courses and calls that will help you. You get access to all the forms, so if you don't have a certain form or need a letter from the heart or you need an evidence of success postcard, then you can get all the materials that all the coaches put into it. So it gives you another level. I want you to find your level to connect to grow your business, because the only way you grow sometimes is by getting introduced to new information. The other option, if there's any of you on the call that are closing 8 million or more, if you call that number on the screen, I will do a personal free 30-minute coaching with you to find out where you are, what you need, and help you with the next step in your business, okay? So a lot of things at Core are reaching out. We want you to make the shift from salesperson to business person, have a life, have a healthy life, and have fun, and have longevity, and do this as long as you want. But I want you to work because you choose to. You don't have to, because you have the financial security to do whatever you want. And that is my goal in being part. And that's why I stay in this. I love it, and I love what I've learned. I want to pass it on. I've been there. I've made the mistakes. I've gone down the wrong path, but I changed, and now I can enjoy the benefits and rewards of that. So, guys, find your place that you're comfortable. Take action. But also get out of your comfort zone. Give yourself a raise. People are the same. They just want to know that you feel confident about what you're doing, you're passionate, and that you love it, and you will help them. You will get their home sold. You will tell them what they need to do, and you have the ability to do that. So thank you all so much for joining today and taking time to work on your business. Now you got the tools. Go give yourself a raise. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day.